When we last ended it, we had just gotten to whatever this place is called. I don't remember its name. Let's see. The AO encampment. That's right. Now I need to fix my twitch.tv here so that I can actually see chat. Can't right now. There we go. There's chat. Now I have the chat. Alright. Last time we had some trouble with a mage, and I figured out a way to fix that issue. But we won't be able to do that for a while. Also, I'm gonna see if I can get VSync to work again. There we go. It works, but it puts it at 50 FPS, which just looks wrong to me. Alright, well, that's fine. I get some stuttering every now and then when I turn the camera around. It's just how it is.
You want Deacon?
Oh, good old Deacon. Now, I need to hear the sounds. So, what I'm gonna do... Okay. I just wanted to hear... I wanted to hear the ambient noise. Stop and talk for a moment. Do you know any good tales?
Deacon knows.
Hold on.
Deacon knows one good story, maybe. It's long, though.
Tell me.
Okay, Deacon reads it once in Book of Old Masters. Old Masters likes it lots. There be far away human kingdom, right? They got human king. That's why they calls it that. Yep.
You don't say.
Yep. Anyways, there's lots of humans in kingdom who do not like king. They rebels. But king captures their leader. He be called Count, Fred.
Count Fred?
Well, Deacon forgets real name. He be Count, though. Noble human who is cousin to King. King be very mad. He says that Count must be tortured lots and tell Kings all about rebels. So they gets mean, nasty torture to come and he cuts off toes of Count. Count hurts lots, but he not tells them about rebels. So then torture cuts off fingers. Count screams and screams, but still be not tells about rebels.
That's very gruesome, Deacon.
Deacon tells you that Old Master likes it lots, didn't Deacon? Old Master likes stories where helpless maidens get eaten by dragons too. So torture cuts off nose, but still Count not talk. Torture cuts off ears and feet and hands. Count screams and screams, but he not talk about rebels. So finally King gets respect for Count. He says Count be very brave, and even though he be rebel, he allows torturers to kill Count finally and puts him out of misery. As Torture raises hatchet, Count screams loud and says, "Wait, me tells, but it be too late. Torture swings hatchet and Count be dead." You know what moral of the story be?
Uh-oh.
Never hatchet counts before they chicken.
Never hatchet counts before they chicken. I think part of my soul just died.
That's not good. Maybe you should get that checked out.
Sorry, Deacon, that joke was horrible.
You want Deacon?
How about some entertainment?
Okay, let Deacon think. Deacon sings you the Doom song. Doom, 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 doom.
Thanks, Deacon. Alright, so here we are. We got the caravan camp over there. Put it over here. The desert. I'm gonna save and go through and see where I end up. Continue on the road will lead you back to the desert and you know where to go. Okay. Can't go that way. Good to know. AO guard. Okay. Hello there.
Hello.
Ah, another outsider, and I see you come with a caravan. It's good to see you. We don't get many visitors, and now 2 in one day. 2? Who else is here? Oh, this morning, just at sunrise, a half-dead man came crawling in here looking for a healer. I took him to the main temple so they could tend to his wounds.
Why he want healer? A dragon tries to eat him, maybe.
I don't know. He wasn't really all that talkative, but from the looks of him, you might as well be right. I haven't seen him since, but no one said he died either, so I guess that's where you would find him, if you're interested. Anything else about this injured man? I think he's one of the wizards that digs around amongst the ruins in the Valley of Winds. Garrick something. Big Garrick Halasar. That's the one. He's the head of the fellows out there. What do they call themselves? Archaeologists? Okay, something bad must have happened. Doesn't that worry you? A little. We sent some of our boys out to take a look to see if the wizards need help. They haven't come back yet, however. Are there many of these wizards? I think there's about a dozen of them. They've come here to buy supplies from Musharok every once in a while. But that's all we see of them, to be honest. Who's Musharok? Oh, he's a trader from one of the desert tribes. Runs the market here. He's a hobgoblin, so don't get too surprised when you see him or anything. He's not so bad. You know what the wizards are looking for? I imagine they're looking for relics. Couldn't really say more than that, though. What is this Valley of the Winds? Well, if you go into the encampment, you'll see some carvings on the cliff face north of the temple. They were here when the Aoists first got here, I'm told. Anyways, there's a doorway by the waterfall that leads into a tunnel that goes right through the mountain. After that, you're in the Valley of the Winds. I think that's what the Bedine calls the place. It's supposed to be full of ruins and the like. That's what attracted the wizards here in the first place. You know what the wizards are looking for? Yeah, the relics. Whatever. Alright, well, tell me about this place. Well, it's a desert, milady. Huts with lots of sand and suns, but not much water. Oh, I see. I suppose you meant about the encampment. Well, now, not much more to tell you. The Aoists built a temple where the minister meets with the faithful to contemplate, or whatever they call it. Otherwise, we got a good spring to supply us with water, and we serve as a trading post for the Bedine and the occasional caravans. It's not too bad. Overall, if you don't mind the scorpions. Tell him about this god, Ao. Just little to tell, I'm not really much of a believer, I'm afraid. It seems like even if this Ao existed, couldn't care less about anyone worshipping him. So his followers gather and contemplate the nature of apathy and so forth. Lots of debates, peaceful contemplation, that sort of thing. At least things are quiet. Right, if you want to see the injured man, he should be in the temple. Good luck to you. Alright, head on in. Let's go talk to the hobgoblin.
I greet you.
Welcome to Mercerak's Fine Desert Emporium. I am Mercerak, sole proprietor and scrounger of the only mid-Anorak mercantile business. How may I serve you today, good lady? Would you care to see Mercerak's generous supply of goods at low prices?
You're a hobgoblin.
My, you're terribly observant. I assure you, I, Mercerak, may have the body of a hobgoblin. I have the mind of an elf and the heart of a dwarf. And do not worry, the original owners are well compensated.
Where'd you get these parts? Deacon could use nimble fingers like gnomes.
You travel with Kobold Bard and you think a hobgoblin merchant is strange? Well, it takes all kinds. If only I had the feet of a halfling, I would be the most well-rounded individual in the realms. Well, anyways, was there more of your questions?
How'd you get along with the Aoists?
They really are an interesting little group, as long as they keep their religious ideas to themselves and keep paying me for the supplies they need. It was very kind of them to allow me to take over trading the water to the Bedine. I was afraid they might put up a fuss, but they just looked at my god Ludo and shrugged. They loved a nice lady, Ludo. Yeah, you would get along so well. How lovely. Now, would you like to make a browse of my wares and maybe make a purchase or two?
What kind of things do you sell?
If you want it, I can get it. Well, as long as you're not trying to buy any of the Aoist wine. That Jasmina can be so frustrating and the minister's even worse.
Bismina.
Jasmina is a Budine woman who lives here with Aoists and makes a special holy wine. No idea why she stays, but she's devoted loyal to these ministers, though not an Aoist. Her pathetic, subservient view of life has led her to make a special wine that Aoist treats as almost holy. Can you believe she does not even charge them for it? She's one of those pathetic druids who stumble around trying to save every ant and flea with no real understanding of what's truly important. Gold! She and the fool of a minister belong together.
Alright, well, something between the two of them?
Oh no, certainly not. He's an old man while she's a young woman. Simply meant that they have much in common with unusual ways of looking at the worst.
Let's see your goods.
Every item's wonderfully crafted and will never break, bruise, spoil, or run out of charges, unless it's signed to do so.
Alright. That voice reminds me of Arthur Shabby. What do you do, Mr. Shabby?
I train polecats!
We got a belt for 10,000. Gives 1 AC deflection. 5 resistant to bludgeon and slash. Damage vulnerability to piercing. I'm assuming that means I take more damage from piercing. That doesn't sound too fun. Build the guiding light. Yeah, Lord, immunity, fear, and all that. Shifting sands boots. Ability to score penalty dexterity -1. Haste on them in an earthquake. 1 use per day. Damn. So what is that? I lose 1 dexterity, but I gain haste and 1 use earthquake every day. Huh. Gargoyle boots. 2 AC. Improved saving throws for fortitude and 5 charges used for stone skin. 50 charges. Interesting. Great adventurer robe for 26 grand. +2 soak, 10 damage. Dang. Good. Into the Manticore. Only usable by Druid and Ranger. 1 AC, saving throws fortitude, and Manticore spikes 4 uses a day. Seems pretty damn good. Can't use it, but... Book of movement. Is that freedom? Yeah, freedom. A trident? So a spear with +1 to attack. Huh. Night Thief's Nimble Knife. Bonus feat ambidexterity. -1 damage penalty, but a 2+ to tumble. Huh. Lesser Oath Bow. Attack bonus 3, mighty +3, massive criticals. Okay, so a strength bow. Death Shroud Axe. +1 enhancement, massive criticals 1d8. Dang, and on hit fear. Yeah, so last time we had a problem with a mage, and I have an idea how to fix that, but I won't be able to really get the spell in forever. But there is a spell on the way we might be able to get. Amulet of the Master. Dang! Really good for rogues. Nomad's Ring. Bonus spell slot for sorcerers. Holy shit! $25 grand? I'll fucking take it. Universal saving throws, 1 AC. I'm fine losing 1 AC. So if I rest now... Oh yeah, one more cast for all of my stuff. That's worth it to me, man. I have healing kits? Oh, I got lots. Don't have to worry about that. Okay, well thank you, good sir, for the ring.
I greet you.
What kind of thing? Yeah. I don't...
I greet.
Maybe I missed it. There's supposed to be a line we can ask him for special things you can get custom-made stuff, but I might have missed the line. Well, is there anything hidden there in the back? I don't see anything. Okay, well that's a freaking awesome ring there. I got a lot of casts for everything now. 8 magic missiles, 8 melts, acid arrows, 7 flame arrows or fireballs, 5 ice storms. Very useful because all these buffs cost a bit. AO worshippers. Can I talk to his guard? He works for Moshirakis modeled goblin. Okay. I mean I can't enter these. Worship is recorded in these small tents contain nothing else of interest. Okay. There's the person that he didn't like. The leopard regards you with mild curiosity and does not shy away from you. After a moment it pretends you don't exist.
Hail and well met.
Greetings, traveler. With the look of one who has journeyed a long ways and yet is still far to go. Who are you? My name is Jasmina. This is my grove. Simple as it may seem, I tend it with affection regardless. The wine made from the fruit of these plants is well loved by the worshippers here. You're a druid. I am. The province of a druid is not solely that of verdant hills and forests. Nature exists here in the desert as well, and its caretaking requires the same caution. What is a Bedouin doing here amongst these worshippers? Repaying a debt. When I was a young child, I still lived with my fellow Bedouin. I became lost in the desert one day, and the Aoist found me near death. They nursed me back to health, and so I have stayed here to perform this one task for them. They revered the desert wine, so I'm glad to make it. Tell them about the Valley of the Winds. My people knew about the Valley of the Winds long before the worshippers of Ao came here. Our tales say that this is a place of death.
Why they calls it that? Deacon would think me place of winds. Why not calls it Valley of Death?
I do not know. I suppose my ancestors were not as wise as you, little one.
Now you just make fun of Deacon. He draws funny caricature of you in epic story. Just you wait.
When the worshippers came, we avoided them at first, certain that they would stir up in the old evils that existed here. They are not explorers, however. They were content simply to live. We accepted the Aoists. Our tales eventually reached the ears of wizards in the far lands. However, they came here to explore and dig. Perhaps already they have found something they did not wish to. Why do you say that? One of them returned here from the valley alone and wounded. Others have been sent to the valley to see what has happened, but they have not returned. That leads me to believe that something has happened to the wizard's site, although I can only pray it does not endanger others here. Where the famous Aoist wine is grown? Yes, it is no great orchard, as I'm sure existed in more fertile lands indeed. If I did not coax this gentle life from the sands, it would not even grow here. An old tradition amongst the druids of my people, the wine is sacred and used in meditations or their ritual. They always have adopted this custom, and I'm glad to provide it for them. Yeah, good for you. What am I doing for my ability scores? Lawful 88, good 100. I haven't really increased my lawful that much. It was 85 when we started, and it's 88 now. I got one increase at one point, and I don't remember when that was. A lot of AO worshippers. I'm assuming I can't enter a single tent. I'm not going to try all of them. I'll try a random one again, but I assume it's going to say the same thing. Yeah. We have the temple there, sundial. That would be the Valley of the Winds. Yep. Alright, well, let's go in the temple. Pretty table. Rifkin, Alana, and Garrick. This is Garrick, the archaeologist Drogon sent you to find. Before we talk to him,
I greet you.
excuse me, I'm trying to meditate. Please, the High Priest is very questions.
Welcome.
Yeah, they're gonna say the same stuff.
I greet you, my child.
Welcome to the humble abode of few followers of Lord Ao, my lady.
Who are you?
My name is unimportant. They're all personal details what a life I once led before I came here. Like the gods I follow, I am a strong believer in privacy.
Tell me about Ao.
There's so little, yet so much to tell. I hardly know where to begin. Is there anything specific you would like to know?
Who is Ao?
Ah, that is a good question. Not much is known of Lord Ao. You see, he is called an overpower of the great cosmos. But what does that mean, really? He is the father of the gods, or just more powerful than they? Some claim that he does not even exist. Indeed, we do not even know of Ao until his appearance on Faerun during the time of troubles.
And this be good reason to worship him?
But it is said that Ao is the one who banished the gods from the heavens, and that is he who will let them back. One who holds such sway over the lives of gods deserves contemplation, no? Well, why do you worship Ao? You mean, why do I, personally? I do not wish to speak of such things. I lost faith in something grand once, and both curiosity and a survival instinct led me here. I'll always be grateful for that. Can we talk about Garrick? If you wish, the wizard barely was able to crawl into the encampment this morning. His injuries were so severe. We patched him up as best we could, but we have limited resources. He has never held much with our religion, so he and his other explorers rarely come here. I do not hold it against him, however. We will help any in need. What happened to Garrick, do you know? He has not said. His injuries were such that he has been asleep most of the time, and I have not pressed him. I have little doubt that the explorers found something they do not wish to within the Valley of the Winds. There are things yet in the desert that frighten even the Bedine. They have found. I could not even begin to guess. When Garrick and his fellows first arrived here in their search for the Netherese ruins, I knew it would eventually come to ill. I do not say that out of any simple superstition, wizards even search for answers in places where sane men would fear to tread. Are you worried for a threat of danger? The explorers have unleashed something that destroyed them. We can only hope it does not follow Garrick here. We have little to protect ourselves with. But if it is meant to be, it is meant to be. Naturally, there are dangers out here in the desert. We knew that when we came. Want to know more about this Valley of the Winds? There is a doorway in the cliff face north of the temple. It leads through the mountains, and on the other side you'll find many chasms, along with the entrance of the Valley of the Winds. We had no idea of the significance of this place when we settled here, of course. The water was what made it attractive. The dean who told us about the valley eventually. I have never been there myself, so if you wish to know more about it, perhaps you might consider speaking to Jasmina. I already talked to her. Tell me about Jasmina. Jasmina is a Bedine, and not a believer in Ao at all. She was very young. She was bitten by a desert snake. A man found her dying in the desert and brought her back here. I nursed her back to health myself, though it was a close thing. I have stayed here ever since, a choice. Though she says she owes us a debt. At any rate, it is Jasmina who makes a wine for us, part of the rituals we follow. I'm certainly glad to have her here, though she is always free to leave. Tell me about Musharak. I admit I never would have thought of a hobgoblin as a trader, but that really seems to be all Musharak is interested in. According to the Bedine, he spent years trading among their tribe until he settled here. Now he trades with both the Bedine as well as the caravans that come through here. It has meant we can no longer trade water for equipment, of course, but I suppose that is how it was meant to be. Why can you no longer trade water? Well, because Musharak trades it. There's no reason for us to do any trading if that's what he does. To give you part of the profits? No, of course not. He's not an AOist. He uses our encampment out of convenience. Very generous of you. We have no law here. All are welcome, whether they worship Ao with us or not, even Musharak. You speak of him as if you don't like him. He is not Aoist and scoffs openly at our beliefs. If he stays with us, I would at least hope for his tolerance, if nothing else. Perhaps I could speak to him. If you wish, Musharak is anything but agreeable when it comes to us, however. Alright, that's everything. Alright. Let's talk to Garrick.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello? Do I know? Sorry. Sometimes I get these stabbing pains in my side. The High Priest was able to patch my wounds, but they have no actual healing skills. Oh God, the pain is getting worse. I hate to ask, but is there anything you have or can do to help me?
Let me use a healing kit on you.
Well and good.
Ah, that feels a bit better.
Thank you so much. Now, I am Garrick. Who are you? I'm Claire. My teacher Drogan sent me to find you. I'm very pleased that you were able to find me then. I'm unsure of what help I could be to you, but I owe you, so anything you need is absolutely free. What is this? Show him the crystal.
A Mythalar? Where'd you get that?
No, that's not important right now. You can tell me all about it later. I wonder if your presence in the attacks on my excavation might be linked. Yes, she must have been able to sense the crystal in the general area and thought we had it. It is the only thing that makes sense.
It's just a little crystal. Do you think old man being sunned too long?
Oh, you must think I've lost my mind. I'm sorry, I'd better organize my thoughts for a second. You mind? No, go ahead. Alright, I think I have bits and fragments of knowledge that I'll try to piece together to make this all have some sense to it. What you have is a powerful artifact from the time of the ancient civilization of Netheril. This is what I have been studying out here, ruins of their civilization. I wish I could tell you exactly what the Mythalar was used for, but no one is really sure. I do know that when a Mythalar was damaged, it could cause great destruction. Damage one. I found several ancient writings to describe the Mythalar, referring to them in use of arcane spells and powerful magical items. One told of a mage who walked into an enemy's home and smashed a Mythalar on the stone floor, destroying everything within several miles. Apparently they are quite fragile.
Suddenly Deacon feels sick. He played catch with Crystal for hours back in Hills.
About a month ago, my researchers uncovered a portal room in the ruins. I believe that this portal was used by the Netheril to teleport between the cities. Go on. I had not activated the portal yet, but I think it was fairly close. Where it would lead, I have no idea, but this morning I got a clue. A strange figure wearing a dark cloak appeared in the portal room just before dawn with an army of demonic creatures. The horrific monster tore through my friends with a savage haste. One of them grabbed me and nearly tore out my intestines. I was thrown against a pillar and left for dead, but somehow I managed to regain my consciousness. Did the cloaked figure come through the portal? She, and I do not believe it was a she, and I do believe it was a she, voice, her face was hidden, came in from above through a tunnel. She was trying to use the portal, but I do not think she was successful yet. She spoke of going to a place with limitless power, but she was angry. She said she had expected to find a Mythalar here and could not afford to have it remain out of her hands. After the demonic horde searched our corpses, and I gave the most convincing acting job of my life, playing dead, she cursed and said she would wait no longer. She would take her chances. So she went through the portal. She told her army to hunt for a small round crystal that she could feel it was within miles of the ruins. Then she turned her attention to activating the portal. The creatures left, and while her attention was drawn, I crawled quietly away and very slowly made my way back here. I thought I would stop at our home camp, but her army had already killed everyone there. They must have returned to the ruins, though, because I could hear them as I left, fighting something. I found one of our camels wounded but alive and rode it here. Beast died just outside town. Guess I need to get this Mythalar away from here. This is what I think. You need to go to this woman and stop her from going through the portal. This is what I think. You need to go to the woman and stop her from going through the portal. If she has not already done so, if she has, you must follow her through. There's no telling what is on the other side of that device. I think she expects to find Netherese artifacts of almost limitless power, untouched after all these ages. And if she does, what then?
Ooh, Deacon thinks Epic Tail boss just get much more epic.
She may be seeking this mythalore for her own use, or perhaps she fears it with all the power at her disposal. Using the mythalore you possess as a weapon might be the only way to defeat her. Can't face her alone. I would be of little use to you there, but I can do something that might help. I have a spell that will take me some time to set up, but if I can get it to work, I can reach Drogon with it. It is possible that he might be able to send help, or even come himself. I know him well enough to say that when it is important, he will think of something to help. There are a lot of preparations I must make, so unless you have questions, I should get started. I have some questions. Where is this excavation? Ah, if you look to the north of this temple, you'll see an entrance by the waterfall. Go through it and you'll find your way to the Valley of the Winds. We've marked it well, so it should not be too difficult to find. Where's the portal room? Once you get into the ruins, you will have to find your way down. The portal room was the last place we reached, so you should be able to find it if you just keep moving. It's probably a good idea anyway, since the ruins may still be crawling with those demonic creatures. Anything else? How do I activate the portal? I truly do not know. There were pillars in the area which had buttons. These might have activated it. I was too cautious to experiment, to tell the truth. With luck, the woman will not know how to activate it either. Anything else? How do you know Drogon? This hardly seems to be the appropriate time to be relieving old acquaintances, but I guess you have a right to know. Drogon once saved me from a labyrinth. I was doing some research on the Netherese. Yes, I know I have an unhealthy fascination with them. And I found a small puzzle box. It seemed to be just an interesting toy, but when I played with it, I was sucked inside an elaborate maze where I was wandered for several months until I was found and released by Drogon. Interesting. It really was. The Netherese were so powerful that even their toys could capture the minds and hold its captive. Imagine a society so rich and powerful that they can waste time and money on elaborate entertainment that lasts days, even months, before the fascination wears off. It must have been an exciting place to live, but anyways, Drogon is an old hand at solving puzzles and dealing with magic. Once he rescued me, we became friends. That's all there is to tell. That's all my questions. You'd better be off then. I should get started on that spell. I guess we should get going. There's an entrance by the waterfall just north of this temple. Go through it and you'll find your way to the Valley of the Winds. The dig site is there. We marked it well, so it should not be too hard to find. Yes. Alright. Garrick has found within an encampment, having barely escaped. Yep. A cowled woman seeks to use the Netherese portal within the ruins. Well, let us head out. Before we fully head out, I'm going to talk to the trader again, see if I can maybe talk to him about being a bit nicer.
I greet you.
A repeating customer, my favorite kind.
What about the AOists? How do you get along with the AOists?
They really aren't interested in groups like to keep religious ideas to themselves and keep paying me for supplies I need. They're kind of them to allow me to take over trade and water to the Badine. Afraid they might put up a fuss. But they just looked at my god Luna and shrugged. They loaded. Oh, we already went through that. Never mind. Did you pay for the protection or water of the AOists? Now what kind of fool would I have to be to do such a thing? I was a travelling merchant making minor dues in Badine until I found out about this little settlement. They were trading this water for supplies with the tribes. I thought it would be a good idea to settle down and help out both sides. Now I saw the water in Badine and supplies to the AOists. How could I possibly have a better setup than this?
That's not very fair to your neighbors.
You're absolutely right. I was really very impressed that they gave in so easily. It was a most unfortunate turn of events. Those neighbors would have put up a fight, thrown rocks, done something. Really very strange that they are being so obdurate now. I could make a fortune if they just tell me secrets of making their wine. At least let me sell some. It's the only secret they seem to care about. They'll talk about everything else for hours. Do not get them started on a conversation about the holy glory of ambivalence.
You've stolen their only source of income. Why should they share with you?
It's a good question. It's irrelevant, however, as they will not even listen to me on this matter. Maybe someday I shall convince them, or maybe we'll get a new minister who might take my offer seriously.
If it's their secret, leave them alone.
Oh, I know, but they know next to nothing about how to make a decent sale. They barely get by with the amount they trade. But I swear I could be rich inside of 5 years selling the wonderful wine.
Alright, well, whatever. I would like to take a look at something real quick. I have a dexterity of 14. I think is that my actual is that my natural dexterity? Can't be my natural dexterity. No, dexterity +2 on these boots. Okay. Well, that's fine. We're gonna head into the Valley of the Winds now. See what we can find. I need to take a swig of my drink here. Because doing the Arthur Shabby voice for him is rather painful.
Arthur Shabby.
Which, if you don't know the Arthur Shabby voice, go ahead and watch some Monty Python's Flying Circus. You won't regret it.
I train pole cats.
Alright. Two big heads. Dead workers. Off to a good start. Always love it when everyone's dead to begin with. Less to worry about. All I have to do is loot.
Ooh, Deacon, see dead people.
Hopefully as in they're still dead, and not as in you can see ghosts, because that would be a twist and a turn. Or check out all the corpses. Have a look around for any like chests or anything. Well, there's a corpse, I guess. Upper ring. Dead workers that I can apparently attempt to speak with, except it won't let me. The entrance down there, then. Yeah, for some reason I can attempt to speak with some of these, and some of them I can loot. Healer's kit. Take that. Near-death worker. Ooh. One seems to be alive. How are you doing, sir?
Death. Death came so swiftly. Horrible laughter. He screamed and cried for mercy. Then more laughter. One more thing. They found the... Ah!
They found the... Okay. Thank God they found the... Tower shield +1. Bit heavy, I don't think I'm gonna grab it. Alright, well, thank God they found the... Because, never would have known what they would have done if they wouldn't have found the... Let's head inside, I guess. Excavated ruins. Oh boy! Well, this looks good. It's a head. There's a lot of torches. Oh, that's a lootable corpse. Hold on, let me scratch my eye a bit. Ah. Okay. Another torch. Trying to mouse over everything here to make sure I don't miss anything. With 3 ways to go, it seems. Dindrix, do some scouting for me, will ya? We're gonna do some very slow scouting here. I'm turning on both his sneak mode and his detect mode. Sorry that it's horribly slow, but it's useful. Rubble and a chain to pull in here. Else. Rubble. Get through that door. Oh. Okay, so there's some rock falls. Place is collapsing, it seems. Ever so slightly. Enemies yet, but I hear something. Gargoyles? Let's activate this trap and see what it does. Bunch of magical spells, fires. By hitting that sarcophagus. Weapon ineffective. Good to know. Oh, whoa, whoa, that lag. Video? Was it? Aim? Feedback? Oh no, it's on, it's never. Good. Armor stand. It's gonna attack me. This ancient suit of armor is full of rust and seems to it might crumble to the slightest touch. Okay. Side room. Dead workers. Another pull chain. There's an enemy. Blue slod. Hendrix is gonna die now. Okay. We found some enemies that way. Some other stuff. I don't know if the enemies are coming this way now, but if they are, I'm prepared here with a fireball. Are they coming? I don't think they are. Okay.
And the heroes explore the dreaded dungeons, sweat beading on their brows. Huzzah!
Good old Deacon. Well, we have combat music, but I don't think we're in combat. Do we pull the chain? Whoa! I reflex saved and only took slight damage. Pull it again. Really? The rubble fall down every time? Is that all it does? Drop rubble on your head? That's great. Why? What I'm wondering. Why does it just drop rubble on your head? It's a horrible mechanic. Who designed that? Belladonna. Not sure if I need that, but take it. Like we've installed the lever that drops rocks on your head. Let's explore the rooms we know of first. This room has a very big old trap. Could bash the statues, but I think they hit us. Don't walk in. Don't walk in there when you want to bash the statue. Just go here. It's a lot easier. Oh, don't sidestep out there. I will. So annoyed. Bash the statue from this way. Oh, we're not doing much. I might want to just cast a spell on it then. Let's do that. Put a Melf's acid arrow. Melt it. Yeah, that works. Give all these Melfs. There we go. They should all be dead now. You're not gonna take enough damage till you need another cast of something. Oh, there we go. Old monster. Dragon's blood. Tools. These give any XP for being killed. Got it with Melfs. Is it actually taking any damage? 0 acid damage taken. What about ice? No. These are seemingly impossible to destroy, at least is what I have. Let's try hitting it, just in case. Maybe physical damage will work. No. Okay, so they seem to be resistant to damage. That's okay. Let's head this way. See what we find. Another armor statue. Let's not go in there yet. Let's try this door. Oh, rockfall. Red Slod. They have damage resistance and regeneration. I'm gonna give you a Melf's acid arrow. Got an ice storm between here. Drop an ice storm again. Ooh, didn't like that. A fireball. Very nice. Give you a flame arrow. Dead. Good job. Put a magic missile at you. Now, disease. Gonna have to deal with that real quick. Ah, there we go. Go ahead and use a healer's kit on myself here. Get rid of that disease. Lightning arrows. Copper necklace. A slod tongue. Gold. I'm not gonna grab every slod tongue in here. I don't think I'll need that many. I don't even know if I need any. I don't really know what they're for. Grease. Potion aid. Okay, I'm gonna resummon Zindrix. Use your spells all you want. And don't... Oh no, that was the wrong option. Don't run away. Fight to the death. I'm gonna cast some armor on myself. There's some buffs. Some general buffs that are good to have. There we go. That's a big room. Formian warriors. Immunity increased to cold. Increased spell resistance. Lower movement speed. Line of sight. I don't need line of sight. Just shoot at the floor. They're fighting each other. Move a bit. Oh, a lot of them are near death. The Mirror March here is not. Give them a Flame Arrow. I've heard Flame Arrow is really good against enemies with spell resistance because each arrow rolls spell resistance. So apparently you have more chances to get through it. Alright, let's give them another fireball here because they brings his melee weapon. Got him with the acid arrow. Up an ice storm. The Desert's Fury special attack. Do that twice. Make sure Zindrix is actually attacking here. Do one more time here. This guy seems pretty powerful. Alright, spell resist all three of them. Melf. Generating, which is a problem. Alright, we're gonna go up ahead and do some melee attacks then. Not the greatest at aiming. I don't know what the aura they have is. Come on, Deacon. Barely injured him. Time to the cast Daze. Didn't work. Time to cast Flare. Spell was resisted. Alright, let's back up a bit. Crossbow. I think I'm higher to hit with this. I do. Much higher to hit. Still missing. But, Yeah, I'm shooting all over the place now. Come on. You can hit him. There we go. Took a couple shots. Oh, what? Well, I didn't want to go down. Can I go back up? Can I go back up? No, I want to go. I didn't want to walk down here. Fucking hell. Damn it. I'm gonna die. Because it walked down here instead of... I don't have fireball. I don't want to walk down there. I wanted to loot the corpse. Crossbow isn't really the best idea, but it's all I really have right now. I don't have too many spells. I need to rest. Just kill him so I can climb back out. I didn't want to walk down here. Gotta wait the 6 seconds for the round to end. Thank you. Didn't want to walk into the hole. It just kind of put me down there when I walked close to it. Okay. Can't rest yet. Now, I'd like to loot some of these people, please. Sonic Trap. Clarity. Hold on. Again. Still have the Horn of Blasting. I didn't see you use it in that fight there. That's Grace. Could be useful, maybe. Let's do a little bit of backtracking. Try to find a spot where we can rest up and gain some spells back. Plus, there's some rooms we missed. I want to go ahead and do those. Here we are. I can get my spells back right here. We're also getting very close to leveling up here. Be hitting level 9. Is that a level where you get a feat? I'm not sure. This should be the fastest way. I'm trying to get over here on the map. Check that room out. See what this is. Oh, hello there.
I hope you like pain.
There we go. All you want. How'd you like that one? 4 magic missiles straight up your face. Ow. Slapped me. Didn't like that. You die. So do you. I didn't like you. Give me a disease. Always very rude. Weak level spells. Cast some weak level spells. Could be almost dead. Oh, I forgot he regenerates. Here, Melf's Acid Arrow. I'll regenerate that. There we are. So close to leveling.